Pod Candy,
a podcast about cults, crimes, and killers. Today we're digging into Betting on Zero, a documentary that follows billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman as he places a $1 billion bet against Herbalife, calling it a pyramid scheme.
Herbalife, a global nutrition company, has been accused of preying on low-income communities, especially immigrants, promising the American dream, but delivering debt and desperation.
Meanwhile, Ackman launches a very public crusade to expose the company. But it's not that simple, because while he's calling it a moral mission,
he's also shorting the stock and standing to make a fortune if it fails, which raises the central question. Is this activism or just capitalism in disguise?
We're breaking down the documentary, the real-world impact, and what happens when billionaires and corporations go to war and everyday people are caught in the middle.
Outside my window, it's only raining. When the wind blows, I feel pain. I don't need no doctor, baby, I'm not sick. My body's been locked up, heartbroken ever since.
So I think this was my pick because you know that I'm kind of obsessed with multi-level marketing and the tactics used to manipulate and scam people. Dori, I really want because this is something, we haven't done anything like this. I really would love to hear your opinion of it.
Well, I will not call it mid-level marketing. I know that. It's multi-level. I've been corrected many a time, and if I say it, correct me.
I mean, it is mid. It is mid, as the kids say, but it's not. It's multi.
So here's the thing. So Herbalife is something that I'm going to be honest. I kind of had heard of, but I really didn't know anything about it. I've never been like a supplement person or those shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that does not appeal to me at all. I did enjoy it. I thought it was interesting that it was 10 years ago, right? That this documentary was done. And I had to look up some of the players like Bill and that Eichen guy who they both ended up being Trump people. That Eichen worked for Trump in his administration. I think he lasted like 6 months in the administration of his first presidency. And Ackman was a lifelong Democrat who voted for Trump this time. So that's just interesting. Like, we talk about like the financial stuff and all of that. The other thing that I also just found interesting about it is the preying on immigrants. And obviously nowadays, with undocumented people, I think a lot of them that were taken advantage of and that sold this were undocumented immigrants. And they pay taxes, but they're just trying to get ahead. So it was kind of sad for me. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of like a sad watch, but interesting. I dug it.
Yeah, it is sad. And, most of the time when these things happen, first of all, I was so disappointed that they didn't, win more money in the case. Like each person would get $10 if Herbalife paid out what they need to pay out for these people who lost all this money. All these multi-level marketing schemes, or if you want to call them scams, they all have a nutritional aspect to them, or a ketones, or collagen, a lot of the ketones. That's a big like buzzword. The drinks, the weight loss things, the nutrition like supplements, and then a lot of them, not Herbalife necessarily, have another part which is like there's a health and wellness. There's a nutrition aspect. So it's like they cover the gamut, but they also say something to people, which is the most confusing. You don't need any experience to do this.
If you follow what I say, write this down, you're going to make a minimum of $50,000 this year. That's the least amount of money that you're going to make. The second year, you'll make $125,000, and that's the least amount of money that you're going to make.
People go to school to be nutritionists. People go to school to learn about health and wellness and all this, and they're making dangerous claims and selling things, shilling products that are absolutely not approved by the FDA. They say proprietary blend, which means we don't know what's in it. So all of these things, the product is secondary. It's about recruitment, which I'm sure you realized in the documentary, that the recruitment aspect of multi-level marketing is where the money's made. But if you're at the bottom of the pyramid, you don't make any money. People at the top want to keep adding to the bottom because every person in that downline is going to make money for that top person, and only a few people make money.
The way an illegal pyramid scheme works, success is based almost exclusively on the ability to keep recruiting others. A new recruit comes in towards the bottom of that pyramid, and at any time if we stop the recruitment process, we find that those people at those lower levels have no way to earn income. The probability of success declines as the number of people join, and we can prove mathematically that 95% of these people literally have to lose their money.
Multi-level marketing presents this as normal business competition. For example, 20 people enter a field, they all gonna sell this product, only one will probably be successful, and the other 19 just didn't have what it took. We all understand that. You go through this in sports, you go through it in school, then you enter the business world. Competition. That's not what this is. This is something entirely different. This is a money transfer scheme in which the one managed to get the 19 to give him or her their money.
If you look at the income disclosure statements that they put down, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, you'll see that most people make about $300 a year, if anything. It's not a lucrative business. It's not your own business. You don't own the business. You can be terminated at any time. I've listened to so many multi-level marketing schemes and scams that I just have a lot of info. So you can ask me anything. Now, the disappointing thing that I'm hearing is that Ackman voted for Trump. Not that we're going to get into a story about that because that's not relevant. But ironically, Trump is a multi-level marketing scheme. So it's all of the, a lot of the people in these scams are also religious, very, very religious Christians, and are very right wing. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but I have yet to see a Jew or somebody else on one of these things talking and not involving prayer and Jesus, and let's do a prayer beforehand. There wasn't a lot of religion in the Herbalife documentary, but it is part of all this. It's all part of it.
I come from it more of like, what's happening now? Like after I watched it, so I looked up the fact that Herbalife is still a valid company. It is still going on. I went to their website and I was like, so I think after the whole, suing of them and all of that and the settlement and everything, so now they sell on the website. It goes through Amazon. You can buy Herbalife through Amazon. You can buy it directly through the website. They still sell pretty much everything that they've been selling. And the former Disney, former CEO of Herbalife, what's his name, Johnson, he's still a board member of this company. So it definitely is a pyramid scheme. It is hands down a pyramid scheme. Like you're saying, nobody makes money doing this except for the top people.
First of all, what are you accusing Herbalife of?
Of being a pyramid scheme. We believe Herbalife is a pyramid scheme.
Explain, what do you mean by that?
Well, Herbalife sells products, weight loss products, nutritional supplements, vitamins, things like that. But what they really sell and what their distributors make money from is by selling a business, what they call a business opportunity. And the business opportunity is to sell the business opportunity to your friends, who in turn sell the business opportunity to their friends. You sign up to become an Herbalife distributor. You spend $55 or $100 to get a starter kit. And then eventually you're convinced to spend $3,000 to buy the minimum amount of inventory you need to acquire in order to become a supervisor.
And you got a business in a box that can make you a fortune.
And that's when you're entitled to get royalties from people beneath you in your so-called downline. These are the people you recruit.
What generates income are purchases. As products are purchased from Herbalife by those in your downline, they generate a commission upline. So as you build your downline and you recruit others, friends, family members, co-workers, it's their purchases that generate your commissions.
But so how is it still around? It was also named one of the best companies to work for, like the employee engagement. Stacey, what the F is going on? How is it still viable?
It's interesting that you're saying that a lot of these companies are going affiliate, which means they're not recruiting anymore. Like affiliate marketing and network marketing are two different things. Network marketing is networking, getting a team, then selling the products, but also recruiting more people. Affiliate marketing is if Owala texts me or contacts me and says, we want you to promote Owala to us. And every time you do, every time you give people the code to buy an Owala, we'll give you 10% of the blah, blah. And I just made that up. That's affiliate marketing.
What's an Owala?
It's a very popular water bottle.
Oh,
I'm sure you've seen them.
You were holding, Stacey was holding up something and I had no idea what she was talking. So it's called an Owala. Just a side note. Okay. I'll look into an Owala. Are you trying to multi-level market me?
I am. I'm trying to recruit you to sell Owala so that I can make money off of you. That's the thing they tell you. Ignore the haters. But what they're saying, and this isn't a pyramid, this is a very, very big bullet point that people say. You say, isn't that a pyramid scheme? And they say, no, pyramid schemes are illegal. You can be involved in an illegal pyramid scheme. It's unethical. It's still illegal. It's so confusing. They really try to mess with you and get you to think that this is a viable business, that you will make money. And if you don't, it means you're doing something wrong. It comes back to you. You're at fault. You're not putting enough positive energy. You're not manifesting enough. You're listening to the haters. The haters are people just warning you to get out of this, scam, this grift. They're not haters. They're people that are trying to give you good advice. But just like anything, like Scientology being a suppressive person or any of these cults, if anybody tries to get in and give you advice, you shut them out because you are told that is a hater and you need to keep moving forward. Don't listen to your instincts. Don't listen to your gut. Ignore that and do what we're telling you to do. It is a cult.
And all of these, pyramid schemes and all of these cults, they prey on people who are disenfranchised. I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie. Somebody coming up to me going, oh, you can make a lot of money selling this. At first, it's appealing. Wait, I can work for myself. I don't have to go into an office. You're telling me I'm going to make X amount of dollars.
Right.
It's appealing, especially to people who don't have a lot. They want to provide for their families. And a lot of the people in this documentary, it was very sad. Again, this was 10 years ago that the documentary was filmed, but it's it really tugged. This is why I know you are too, but this is why I'm so like into these, because it's the injustice of what goes on in these cults, and
Yes.
it pulls at my heart.
It pulls at my heart too, because once you're in it and you get wound up in it, there's that cognitive dissonance that we talk about all the time. And you think, I mean, if I get out of this, then what does it say about me? If I say no, what does it say about me? Oh, shoot, now everybody's going to know that this was indeed a pyramid scheme. And I feel, it's a really slippery slope. A lot of people have to recover from being part of these things. And not only do they lose money, they lose friends, they lose family members. Then the cult immediately shuts them out. They're not real friends. It's not a real community. It definitely preys on mothers. You can work from your phone in pockets of your day, but they're doing it all day. I mean, I heard a podcast the other day. A woman only took one day off when she had her C-section. Otherwise, she was shilling stuff and trying to grift while she was in a hospital bed. Because if you stop, you lose your rank. You don't get a free car. Nobody gets a free car.
They make you buy all this product up front. And then I know one of the guys in the documentary was saying, like, he was told, buy more, like you were saying, Stacey, like, keep going, buy more.
My upline told me, the more you spend, the more you will make. That was the thing that made me feel so sad, because I believed to this person that I thought he was my friend. I realized in 4 months that I was not making any money. He lied to me. He was just interested in making me spend all my money because he was getting commission. That's what I realized. I lost a lot. I lost my money that I had to keep my construction company running.
And so he's buying all this. And some of those guys were like, yeah, we have like a storage unit filled with this stuff. I'm sure to this day, it's not only Herbalife, it is these types of, Stacey and I know we've both watched these, documentaries, listen to these podcasts about multiple products like this that are still to this day being sold. And all these people have lost money trying to better their lives to make money. They end up losing money.
Yeah. And it not only does it not better your life, you get into debt and you can't get it back. They shut you out. Then if you have to hire a lawyer, or hopefully a pro bono lawyer like this nice man did, it's so frustrating because these people, they want to trust in the American dream. They want to trust, and that's not the American dream. It's the opposite of the American dream. You need to work and make a paycheck, not work, and by the way, free promotion. These companies don't necessarily have to advertise. They don't need to. They're getting promotion from the reps. And the reps are the best customers, because when you get to the end of the month and you got to buy, and so you can continue keeping your rank. If you don't have your rank, you lose your rank, you lose the money, it's just a trickle down situation. And the car thing, when they say you get like a Mercedes for this company and a Cadillac for that, they give you, if you're a certain ranking, they give you a certain amount of money per month that you can use toward a car. Doesn't mean, you might lose that ranking and then you lose the car. So you're not getting a free car. The whole thing is so, dare I say it, it's just low class.
But the fact you're talking about cars and all of that, it's such a small percentage of people that would even be close to even thinking about getting a car. I would love to bring in the doctor,
Yeah.
John. I
You know,
know, I know you've tied him up in
well,
the
he's
green
tied
room.
up. And not only that, I mean, we ran out of donuts, and now he's got Carol's cookies.
Oh, I thought he was
And-
Herbalife. I thought he only got Herbalife today.
Well, we were going to dump a bunch of vitamins on his head. There he is.
I'm rather surly as I close the green room door here. No donuts.
Boom. No donuts today.
This is
I'm
my
so
payment
sorry.
right here. Donuts.
Are there Herbalife shakes for you?
Do we have
No
Herbalife
Herbalife
shakes for you?
There was some
Bad.
cookies. I don't know if they were, what brand were they?
Carol's cookies. You know, the
Carol's
thick
cookies?
cookies.
Well, we
I
gotta
left those in.
Get her to be a sponsor here, but 'cause
Yeah,
they're delicious
that's what I was
cookies.
doing. Delicious.
They were a little stale, but they were good. But I have a lot, as always, a lot to say. And as I was listening in the green room, in the famous green room, at both of you, and as you both started out, I really expected you to both to be a little more pissed off than you were, because I think we need to use terms like evil and criminal and abusive when we talk about an organization like this, and particularly this organization. This is, to me, and I deal with criminal behavior and people that are getting maimed and killed and physically abused, but this is lifelong ruining people's lives and destroying their ability to provide for their family. It's at the core, I think, one of the most torturous things that you can do to somebody, what they've done. And as you were saying before I walked in, this whole idea of taking people at maybe the lowest realm of our society and preying on them. And the stories, audience, if you watch this video, the stories of how these people, just believed in this. One guy that comes to my mind, if you remember the Hispanic fellow who owned his own very successful construction company. And he got pitched for Herbalife, and he goes, "Oh, this seems even better. I'm kind of tired of, getting my fingers dirty and working to the bone, and this is a great income." And he lost everything. He lost his construction company. He folded up the Herbalife. He lost, I think, something like $25,000. And this is torturous what this organization is doing to people.
My daughter took rhythmic gymnastics from this really kind woman. I'm not sure where she was from, so let's just say she was from Mexico. I don't remember. She did not speak English, very, very good English. And she was recruited for Tupperware. And I went to her party and I bought a ton of stuff because I felt awful for this woman. And they're like, we're helping her start her business. She's not doing it anymore, obviously, because she couldn't maintain. You cannot maintain a business where you're having parties and recruiting when English isn't your first language. You're here in this country. You're trying to stay in the country. Let's just say you're not legal. And the irony is that all these people who want to get rid of people in this country are the same people recruiting them. The hypocrisy is off the charts.
Let's go also to the science behind this Herbalife stuff. Coincidentally, I have a connection with this because some years ago, I wrote a book all on family health and nutrition, weight loss, etc., called Family Fit. And I investigated Herbalife. I didn't like Dori. I never heard of them. By the way, I even forgot, as we gave this as an assignment for our podcast here, I forgot about them. Then I said, oh yeah, I researched them some years ago when I was doing the book. And here's the bottom line. As they said in the documentary, it's not about these products, which are overly expensive. You can get better products, on your grocery shelf or at Amazon, just doing a little research. So nutritionally, they don't hold up, and they're god awful expensive. So the products are like nothing. And as we've been, you were emphasizing before I came on, was that it's not about the products. It's about the, recruiting people to do these things, this army of people. But these products are really empty.
They're empty products.
Yeah.
Yep.
You open your nutrition club, you realize you've got to recruit people and start making a commission from your downlines. But I couldn't lie to people and tell them you're going to make really good money when I knew I had 5 nutrition clubs that had been operating for 6 months and we had yet to turn a profit. So we tried to make their business model work and stay away from the recruiting and trying to sell the dream. We tried to just sell the products. It didn't work. The products are too expensive. And you're trying to get people to drink a liquid shake over eating a meal. I mean, you're going against human nature here. For the most part, we would eat half of it, try to sell the other half.
And what happens to the rest?
Well, you throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah, it's been a company then. Okay, so they're shitty products is what you're all saying. Like they don't have a great nutritional value. How is it still a company today and thriving? Not only did I go to their website and do all that, but I looked at their job openings. They have a ton of corporate job openings as well, not just like for sales reps, but for IT professionals and supply chain. How?
Well, first of all, there's always people to manipulate, okay? And there is such a strong love bombing that happens in the beginning of, I'm going to take care of you. You have a team of people. And not everybody is as hip and up on all these scams and the fact that they are scams. There are just like there are people out there that we disagree with. There are those people out there and they buy into this. Sometimes they say you have to ask them 7 times. When they say no, it doesn't mean no, which I think is the opposite of anything in our world. Like, would you ever tell your kid if somebody says no, keep asking? I mean, really? What kind of lesson? I really believe that the people that get recruited, they really believe in it. And then when they're in, they can't get out and they try to recruit people as well. I know that they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed. Why is it still thriving? Because all of these companies, for some reason, are getting under the radar. The FTC is not busting them.
I think one of the audience needs to hear, an extremely telling statistic that goes right to the point of what you're talking about. And that is 80% of the people, if you remember this statistic, 80% of the people quit. 80% of the people that are recruited into this Herbalife quit, but they're almost immediately replaced because the recruiting is so strong and so successful that, okay, 80% of people quit this, which implies it doesn't work. You would think nobody would join a situation like this. But the amazing statistic is that they get replaced almost immediately. It's just incredible.
So what does it say about me? I'm going a little off topic here. In all of our episodes, I find some of these horrendous people attractive. Bill Ackman
is
a hot piece of something.
Oh,
he is now
like him.
59 years old.
And free to be with you.
So what, but doctor, these people are horrendous. They, like I said, like that ex-Disney Michael Johnson is still with the company, but yet I find some of these terrible people attractive. So what does it say about me?
No, it doesn't say necessarily anything about you, Dori. think about it. These things are not based on, the products being good and the products sell themselves. In so many things in good companies, ethical companies, there's a little motto that the product sells itself. It's a good product, it'll sell itself. But look at, you made a great point. So far in our podcast, we're examining these people and they're attractive people. Why? Who are you going to follow? Well, I want to listen to somebody that kind of is up at the podium that kind of looks good. But I will say two things before I want to hear what you say. Look at the original founder, this Mark Hughes, these pictures of him. He had like a weird bouffant hair. Is it called bouffant hairdo?
He was the weirdest person I've ever seen.
And he looked like a little
Definitely
boy.
like a Xenu. He's definitely like a follower of Xenu for sure.
But
Yes.
I also want to point out before I give it up to you guys, I made a note to myself. This Des Walsh, who is the president of Herbalife, and Michael O. Johnson, I think there's some kind of demons or something like that. This Des Walsh looked like a vampire. He had these like pointy little teeth and a little mouth, and he was talking like me, 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 me. And this Michael O. Johnson, do you see he has like elfin ears and like this angular face, like maybe they're not even real people. They might be.
Stacey and I liked any of them, but definitely that Bill Ackman call me. Are you single? Give me a ring sometimes. I'm a nice Jewish girl in Chicago.
Yes, and he is a Jew. I feel, and maybe I'm just speculating or assuming, but there did seem to be a little bit of anti-Semitism with people toward him. Maybe I was reading into it, but it felt there was something going on.
I read up about him, and you are right. Yeah, yeah.
And Ackman. Here's two things. I'm going to talk about Ackman in a second. The reason that people go through with the recruiting is religion. Religion is used to manipulate, spiritual manipulation, Jesus, God, and if you put the work in, you will make it. It's constant. And the phrasing, I hate phrases, but pour into us, or in this season, or walk with me.
Look at the audience when they have these big meetings. Did you notice the similarity in the audience when they have these big summits here for Herbalife? Didn't they look like exactly the type of audiences that were in that Shambling meetings? They just see big smiles on their face and adoring looks, like anything that this Michael O. Johnson said is just peachy and just wonderful. And, we want to just cheer you on.
Yes. IBLP, the same thing. Smiles.
I wanted to come out with both barrels smoking to say, I agree with Stacey. This is a cult. This is a cult. Mm-hmm. And I think we have an opportunity here for Pod Candy, our podcast, to add a new category to cults. The research says that there's the categories of cults are, and I'm going to look at a research paper here. It says the types of cults are doomsday cults, political cults, religious cults, sex cults. I think Pod Candy needs to develop, to state right here, a new type of cult. I don't know what to call it yet, but it's this whole multi-level marketing pyramid scheme financial cults.
Breaking news, Dr. John Mayer has just said that we have a new category of cults. We don't know the name of the category, but it has something to do with multi-level marketing.
We call it MLM Cult.
How about money cult?
Money cult.
I like MLM Cult.
MLM Cult because it shows multi-level marketing, and everybody knows what MLM is. Can I just say, I am very happy to hear this because it does contain, as John will tell us from being a therapist, the BITE model. All MLMs use the BITE model: behavior, information, thought, and emotional control. That is what they do. Anything that involves those four things, is a cult. It's a cult. There's always a leader at the top or the person in your down upline. It's a cult. Okay.
Well,
Your thoughts?
expanding on that, I mean, research shows the definition of cults as having, I won't go through all of them, but charismatic leadership. That certainly was a part of this Herbalife. Extreme beliefs and practices. You're gonna make thousands of dollars. Remember, even from the beginning of this, you got to look at the time in which it started. You're going to make a minimum of $40,000 extra a year in this. In those days, it was probably $100,000 that he's promising. So the control and manipulation. Stacey talked about it earlier, how if you're not doing your upline, you're kicked out or whatever. High commitment demands, secrecy, also part of this, Herbalife, obedience, social distancing. I think we all off of the recording here have talked about friends that we knew that are in these MLMs, and they kind of isolate themselves from other people, because it's all they're talking about. They're always thinking about or talking about is how to get you into their upline, etc. Exploitation, another aspect of cults, and social deviance. These people are kind of apart from society in what they do. These are the major characteristics that research says make up cults. Herbalife has all those ingredients.
What do you think of Bill Ackman? Was his... I did feel that he was passionate and wanted to help.
I was confused at first. I didn't know whether I liked him or I didn't like him.
Well, I obviously loved him, but no, it is twofold, right? He definitely wants to make a buck. It's obvious. I mean, that's why he does what he does. However, I'll just say this. I didn't find any compassion with him. I think he was calling out that this is a pyramid scheme, and he knows it's not not a great business model, and it preys on these people. But as much as I think he's hotsy-totsy, I really don't think he necessarily cares about these people. I think he was really into it for the money, and I think he's a human being and he doesn't want people to be taken advantage of. But I don't think he'd go to the ends of the earth for these people like the attorney did, to try to get them a better settlement. That's just my take.
Well, I agree. I think a more heroic individual is this attorney Brooks. I think his name was Douglas Brooks, who filed the class action suit for the Chicago group, the Chicago Hispanic group that was being exploited. And the class action suit was heard in Los Angeles, in California. And he's a hero, this Douglas Brooks. He's an amazing hero for these people.
Fairly early on, when I heard about this settlement, I realized that this was a very bad deal. The class is approximately 1.5 million Herbalife distributors. Herbalife is paying a settlement fund of $15 million. This works out to about $10 a person. I'm saying to the judge that at least 280,000 people reach supervisor level, and the average losses are around 8,000 or maybe even more. I think the aggregate damages for the class are between 700 million and 1.1 billion.
And the sad thing about it, we can give a little spoiler here, is that all their effort in the class action suit was squashed by some judge. A judge knocked it down, and it was really sad. It was really very sad.
Well, every once in a while you get kicked in the head, and I just got kicked in the head. Oh yeah. I think there's very little doubt that she is going to approve the settlement. She rejected every argument that I made. I didn't score a single point. Nothing moved her, not the slightest.
Whatever decision she makes, we won today because you brought our message. And for her to say it didn't matter, they do matter. And we're not going to stop this fight.
Have either of you ever tried anything from Herbalife? I know they have bars now. Have you guys tried any of it?
No. Because again,
No.
I researched it, and for much less money, you can get great products. I am a vitamin and health drink guy. I'm not obsessed with it, but I do take vitamins and I research this stuff, and they came up so poor on the research that I wouldn't even touch the products. I have no interest in them.
The doctor looks so handsome, everybody.
The doctor, the doctor is
the doctor. So,
thank you.
So
Thank
whatever, I'll have what
Bill?
he's having.
Oh wait, can I ask you something, Dori?
Yeah.
You're on a boat, and you got John and Bill Ackman. Who do you save?
Ooh.
Oh, Bill Ackman, 100%. Sorry, doctor.
I'm going back in the green room here.
But I have to say something. I have to make a confession.
By the way, I have to agree.
I was also a big Avenatti person. Remember, he was the lawyer for Stormy Daniels, and he's now in prison. So I am a terrible judge of hotness, everybody. So don't.
That makes me feel better.
So most people would probably save the doctor, but I'll go out swinging for Bill Ackman. I'll go for him.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Ackman's probably circumcised. I mean, he's a Jew.
Wait, Dr. John is not circumcised?
I'm assuming he is. I'm assuming he is.
I'm not going to say on camera.
He said it. He's not saying on camera, but we're going to assume. It's so interesting because when somebody goes online on Facebook or go, or comes up to you in person to ask you to join something, immediately the feeling I get is you know what I mean? It's like a very the feeling
tactile.
is tactile feeling, I just feel it feels so wrong and I don't know how let's talk about the people that are in the scheme. Are they to blame or are they brainwashed? You know what I mean? And so, because I listen to a lot of really crappy multi-level marketing shilling grifters.
But
yes,
it's interesting that you brought up this conversation after we were talking about looks, etc. And I go back to, these people are attractive. They wear a suit, they dress nice, whether it's Ackman or Johnson, etc. They look nice, they look professional. Well, my God, it must be somebody to pay attention to. And they have a manner about them that's very compelling. That's all part of this charismatic leadership that's so integral to cults.
I wonder what all those people that got shafted, I wonder what they're up to today. I really feel for everyone.
That community.
That community. I mean, they're in Chicago.
Yeah, they're in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I brought up when I came out of the green room, is that this is so heinous that this ruins people's lives. And it's not like, I hate to say this, it's going to be controversial. You get shot and killed and you're done. It's, that's it. But their whole lives are ruined. I wonder if any of them really ever recovered.
No. I mean,
it's not just them, it's their families. This is where it's so sick,
It's so sad to take people that you think are less than and manipulate and control them and talk them into things. That is a crime. It's a crime. It's a crime to come up to somebody and assume they want to do something with you, or even ask them. Like, you don't try to get somebody to join your religion. You don't get somebody to join your cult. It's chutzpah, I tell you.
You're so right, Stacey. And the sad thing is, like, unfortunately, our country really doesn't side with, the people who are disenfranchised. They follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. What did they say? I don't remember the numbers. I know you guys write this down, but like Herbalife at the time was worth what? Like billions of dollars. And when they settled for this, like at what was it, like 16 million or was it 1.6, something very low.
Nothing for these people. All these people.
But
these poor people, not poor, poor people.
But that's the thing. And the company is still around today. And I think that it's obvious, especially like, Stacey and I are so into all of these, true stories. I mean, documentaries and these podcasts are about these true stories. And I think it is because it's so heartbreaking. It's true. It's why I watch it is because of the injustice. And because it's like, I honestly can't believe that this stuff happens in our world, and that very rarely are there big repercussions.
Correct. And it's because it has religion around it, Christianity, not nothing else, but usually evangelical Christianity, but Christianity and Jesus. Jesus created this company. Jesus is that, so everybody thinks it's good because of Jesus. But ironically, Jesus he took those tables and flipped them over in the temple. He would not have approved of manipulating people and recruiting them. Jesus was not a person, this is the opposite of Jesus. And the problem is that's what's happening in our country. Our country is becoming this evangelical Christian right-wing country that is shilling and grifting.
Wait, but when you said the Jesus flipping it did remind me of Teresa Giudice from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Like all I could see was her flipping a table.
I don't know that. I don't watch those shows, Dori.
I've directed JCS a couple times, and I'm a big fan of the Jesus and the Superstar. And I really, and doing that show and working on it. And then I did a lot of research on Jesus. Like, I know it's hard to do that, but I read a lot. And, there was nothing about Jesus that was multi-level marketing. So, John,
you're right.
It's all about the money, but I think it's just sad that whether it be religion, and again, it is, you're right, it is, but that people want to believe so badly that they get shafted.
Well, and my comment about the religion aspect is it's just they use this immorally as a tool to tell the people. It's like, well, this is God's behind it. So, you should be behind it too. It's purely an immoral sales tool, for
immoral and unethical. And one of the worst religious MLM cults is Mary Kay. Mary Kay, on their live calls, they do prayer circles.
Separate show now.
Separate show. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Wait, I'm very fascinated by this. So Mary Kay, so that was also another one that is a religious, and
all
what
of
do they
them
do in the calls?
Well, it's not that the cult itself is religious. It's the people in it that bring religion is part of the love bombing and the manipulation and the
selling
and everything. So most of the companies that I listen to on my YouTube, Prove It, Herbalife, Amway, Mary Kay, Avon. There's a million. There's a lot. So all of the olive tree people, Olivea, I listen to every single one, but the worst one is Mary Kay. Because they have these women.
Watch a documentary on them?
There wasn't one.
We may need to.
We may need to, because there's one episode. It's so rage baity. Like, it rages me. It's rage bait. this woman comes on, she goes, hi, and they have these voices and they just talk like this. And, and they all have vocal fry because they're screaming at everybody. But, I want to take a second to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for this company and for giving us the opportunity to meet together as a community and pour into each other and walk together,
I just
it's
took my
this
wallet
bullshit.
out. What do I get? What do I have to buy?
Yeah. Here's a
Giving
lipstick,
all of its
John.
money away. But was this
yes.
so Stacey, you know a lot of these stories. So with Herbalife,
Mhm.
was this one of the main ones that kind of preys on immigrants? And, because they've also gone to other countries that also like Latin American countries to open divisions. Is this one of the main, or do they all target like specifically immigrants?
In one way or another, they all target people that are possibly not
vulnerable
on the they're vulnerable people. So there's examples from every single MLM of different things. The only thing I've seen in this exact way where they're targeting, immigrant people is this Herbalife one. But all of them go after those, go after low income people, vulnerable people, and women, because they make them feel guilty. You need to stay home with your kids. Your kids need you. I wanted to stay home with my kids, so I joined this thing. And I was able to meet this community, and now we all go to church together.
The FTC has charged Herbalife with deceiving hundreds of thousands of hopeful people who saw Herbalife's promotional campaigns in English and in Spanish and signed on for what they thought was a legitimate and lucrative business opportunity. The FTC has charged that this wasn't true, that the dream portrayed by Herbalife was an illusion. The vast majority of Herbalife distributors found they could make little or no money selling Herbalife products. People who leased space to open a nutrition club and worked long hours made no money or lost money. The small minority of Herbalife distributors who did make a lot of money were paid by Herbalife not for selling the company's products, but for buying the products themselves and then successfully recruiting large networks of others to do the same. That's why, in addition to charging deception, the complaint alleges that Herbalife's compensation structure is unfair because it rewards its distributors for recruiting others to join and purchase products to advance in the marketing program rather than in response to actual retail demand for the product.
Even Ackman, the guy who was their nemesis, said, you know what? What they built was brilliant. That, this stuff is really brilliant when you get down to it. The whole recruiting, it's immoral, it's illegal, it's a cult, but it's brilliant. That's
it's a moneymaker.
Yeah, and that's why, Dori, it's back to your comment from the beginning of our episode here. Why does it still exist? Because it works.
It slides under the radar. It really slides under the radar.
Yeah.
There are some
honestly,
companies.
Sorry, I haven't heard I haven't heard of Herbalife in years. That's how crazy this is. That's why I had to look it up and see that it is still a flourishing business.
And that's why it qualifies as a cult. Remember, one of the aspects of a cult is kind of, against the culture. It's hidden. It's social deviance kind of thing. It's underground,
Herbalife and other companies that still exist are floundering. Now, this is what I've heard. This is alleged. I mean, I've heard this on podcasts, so nothing is fact, okay? But Herbalife, Prove It actually merged with another company, that cleaning company that I can't remember the name of offhand.
Amway?
But not Amway, a different one. But Amway is a big one.
Scrub Daddy?
No, it's one of those. It's another Shackley. Shackley and Prove It are now together. Why? Okay, because they realize, they're losing something and they have to fight, But a few companies have gone affiliate. Rodan and Fields has gone affiliate. Beachbody, otherwise known as Body, has gone affiliate. So these people, they're touting these companies. This is the best product. This is the best product. They go affiliate. You know what? Now I'm leaving and this is the best product over here. And now this is the best product. It's irrelevant. In fact, one company called Make Wellness doesn't even have product yet. And they've recruited hundreds of people. So they're not doing well. There will be more affiliates that come out of this. Affiliate meaning they just sell the product. There's no recruitment. That is legal and it is okay. I can sell you this water bottle.
I'm actually shocked that that you are naming all of these products. It's almost like a QVC thing. Like it's a world that I know nothing about.
Thank God.
And ask me why. Why do I know this? And why am I interested? What is wrong with you?
Well, Stacey, but you've also had like a little firsthand knowledge of some of these, but like I'm actually in awe of you that you know all of these. And it is weird. Like the fact, like, I'm pretty hip to the culture. Like I know what's up, but like, how do all these people, they all stay in business, obviously, and you're talking about mergers. Where do they find all these people to continue to buy all of this? I'm not talking
because they promise things. They do big shows. They shower you. It's like being in a relationship with a narcissist. They love bomb you and then they get you in and then they manipulate you.
But it's also too, right, that they buy the stuff first. So they're already getting, all of these make you buy things up front.
Business in a box. Business in a box.
Business in a box. So even if you want to leave, they don't care because you've already purchased the $300 to get
They do care. They do care. They don't just want you to purchase the 300. They need you to recruit more people. If you're not doing well, they burn you so that you know that you're not trying hard enough and it's your fault. It's completely the same as any other cult we were talking about. John, you had something to say.
Well, yeah, I wanted to put some underline on what Dori is saying. Well, where are they finding all these people? Don't forget, we have a country of 300 million people. And
oh, really?
It doesn't take much to find, 1 million, 2 million people. That's a small percentage of our country that you can dupe like this. And now they're in 93 countries. So it's a matter of metrics, is that, and I don't know how much you guys have ever been in marketing strategy, but I remember in some meeting I was consulting to a company and they said, the statistics will tell us that, no matter what we do, 10% of the people will listen to this or take this up or buy our product. You're talking about 10% of 300 million people, 1 billion people in other 93 countries. That's big money. Even 10%, if 10% of the people fall for it.
By the way, what other job do you hear about where people talk about how much money they make? They talk about the money. They yell at you and manipulate you. They love bomb you. They convince you. What other job?
Lawyers.
And by the way, you can't leave and go home and stop doing it. You're doing it all day long.
I said lawyers.
Yeah.
Right.
How are these companies still thriving after all these years? Like the people buying it, not the people selling it, but are there truly like Herbalife? I mean, there must be, obviously, since it's this huge company still, like enthusiasts of Herbalife or like Avon to me, or Mary Kay Cosmetics seems like so long ago. Is that still a thriving business where I can go and find, some Avon lipstick if I want to?
Well, Dori, it gets back down to my role in these episodes. It's the human mind and psychology. If you're brainwashed by these companies to think these products are great, these products will do this, they're great, etc., and they're really not, people will be enthusiastic about it. I don't know much about this Mary Kay, but it's been in my world, in my family and etc. And when people talk about it, say, this is the best makeup I've ever had, and look at what it can do with your face. They believe it because they're brainwashed by the charismatic leadership of the cult.
I just looked something up. So I think I have read or listened to this book, Selling the Dream. I think a lot of people recruited into MLMs have bought into the American dream more than others. They believe in bootstrap thinking and the power of positivity, and that in this country, anyone can do anything and anything is possible if you just put your mind to it. Is that possible? I mean, have you ever, I've put my mind to stuff and done some stuff, but you can't put your mind into making money. Like, money doesn't just come because of your energy. Sorry.
Let's bring up, and we might want to take this as a whole episode. Do you remember that thing that was going on in society a few years ago? Even Oprah got behind it. What was it? The Secret or something like that?
Yeah.
The whole premise of that is that if you just believed it and wished for it, it would come true. It would happen for you.
But nowadays, manifesting, I mean, I have tons of friends that are into manifesting. Ooh. So it may go hand in hand with that. Like,
it's the same.
100%. And I actually,
future episode right there.
I was on a flight going, I think to Italy, and I was sitting next to this couple where they were going to a manifestation conference. And the one woman, they met online dating or like through the apps, and she manifested it. And she was telling me all about this. And then he was like, yes, I wasn't into manifestation until I met her. But now, we wanted a car and we got a car last year. And it was actually, I don't know, very fascinating.
Would you excuse me for a second while I go into my bathroom and throw up? It's what kind of drivel is this, though? It's manifest.
But it's very big nowadays.
It's a huge thing.
We got to talk about it. I like this.
Yeah,
topic.
I mean, it's one of the people I follow, this Bethany Broughton, who's an opera singer. She's in Chicago. I've never met her, but I really want to meet her. She has an MLM. She was a member of Body for about 5 or 6 years, and she's now recovering from that. But she was really into, and we can maybe bring her on the show, manifestation as a thing. It is a thing. Dori is absolutely right.
I want to dig into this. I really appreciated this discussion because the whole essence of what we're trying to do on Pod Candy is to educate people as the things like that are, like this Herbalife, are out there. Be careful. As Dori said in the beginning of our broadcast here, if it looks so good,
if it looks too good to be true, it is.
Too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. There's no free money. You don't get money from doing nothing. You have to work hard. You should learn a trade, work at McDonald's, work at Starbucks, work on DoorDash. Anything where you make a salary or tips, but you cannot rely on a multi-level marketing company to make you money, because you don't get a paycheck unless you recruit. Stay tuned for our next episode on Teal Swan. You can find the docuseries The Deep End on Hulu, Apple TV, or Prime TV. It's a crime that has not been solved. So stay tuned for the unsolved mystery that we will try to solve together as a team. Our theme music is written and performed by Midnight Current. Check out more of their work on SoundCloud. For more about us and to catch up on every episode of Pod Candy, head over to podcandypodcast.com. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.
Pod Candy!